What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary Free. You know by now my track record has never been a big slider changer or settings guy, but I had a viewer send me over some notes, had recently bought Maximum Football, and was really just more looking at if they had fixed problems that Madden had had in its gameplay. So he tells me, listen, here's what you have to do. Put your pass blocking up to 100, run your curls. You're not going to believe the end result of this play. So he doesn't tell me anything more than that. I'm really not knowing what to expect. So I load up Maximum Football, and in my mind, I know part of the problem Madden has had on curl routes is players tend to stand still. So I go in, I pick all curls, which is this play, and unfortunately, or maybe not unfortunately with Maximum Football, you don't control the defensive play. So kind of get a random defensive play. First play, just so happens, my lineman gets beat, I get sacked. So right away, I'm already thinking to myself negatively of, okay, if that's the best pass blocking we have, and I only had 5 seconds in the pocket, that's not saying a lot about these sliders working. This is why I don't mess with sliders. Now all of a sudden, everything's been justified in my mind. So Browns come back out, run a different defense, got my lineman in. Now I see the 100 blocking. And then I start to notice everyone downfield is moving. Now, players are running together. There definitely needs to be better avoidance and collision detection. But for the most part, I'm seeing players that are trying to get open and defenders that actually look like they're starting to fatigue running all over the field. Get a 10-yard completion, go back, let me see if I can do this again, because honestly, one time it can be an anomaly, 2 or 3 times, now I'm beginning to think there's a little more to it. Go back out, same play, all curls. Browns have a little bit more open defense. I noticed they actually get a little bit better coverage this time, but almost immediately, all my curls are converting into routes. And I literally know in football gaming, this is what we've asked to see for years and years on end from EA. Now, you could really only see this, truthfully, if you manipulated how the line was holding and had all this time to throw. So I go ahead, bomb went out deep, and I figured one more time, let's just see if I can't get a touchdown out of this, because I'm now a little bit eager to go over and see, maybe he was telling me that Maximum Football has this and Madden has it. Giving Madden all the benefit of the doubt, which you'll see in just a moment, I decide best thing I can do, load up one final play in Maximum Football before we fire up the only game that has the NFL license, and let's just make sure these guys all continue to run routes. I get a player that comes open in the back, I'll bomb a deep one, and we'll see if we can get a touchdown. Sure enough, again, definitely need to work on how these players move and try to avoid collisions with each other, but we throw the touchdown. I feel like I've done something great. I go on my way. If you've watched my videos, you know how much I've shown the Tampa Bay and Buccaneers game that I just had to cancel out of. I load up practice. I throw the Bills and the Cowboys, whatever. I was going to go to all Madden, but I said, you know what? Let me give the game the benefit of the doubt and not go to the hardest skill setting, because that actually should give me a little bit more time in the pocket. Load up Madden, go over, forget where I am for a second, go to the player skill, go down to the whatever, the options. They bury this stuff so hard. All of a sudden, I'm like, here's where I need to be. Pass blocking, bingo, we're going to raise it to 100. Everything else is pretty much the way it came out of the box, and truthfully, that's the same way Maximum Football was, apart from the run blocking, which should really have no effect. So, we go over, resume, go and find an offensive play that's going to run a majority of curls. I figure it's going to be in shotgun. Pick one out here, and we end up with the play curl combo. Very fitting name, almost very similar, except you've got players running out into the flat, whatever. Let me give the Cowboys here a big nickel defense, cover 3 sky, let their defenders go back. We'll see how they play this. So immediately, I realize the blocking is not nearly as good as it is in Maximum Football, but I'm still getting holds. And I'm not getting any movement from the receivers. They literally are standing still. Now, I just saw in Maximum Football, as soon as they turn that corner and they are covered, they start to move. Yet here we are with Madden, a game with all the resources in the world, NFL players working on it. I've got players sitting down on curls and standing still, not even beginning to budge. Now, in this play, I think it's ironic. That's the Sean Merriman celebration from years ago, Why that's still in the game when no player has a light switch tattooed on their arm is beyond me, but I think it just goes to show they don't take things out of the game for the most part. And again, you just have these legacy issues time and time and time again. EA, fix your game. Improve your game. Make your game better. Listen to the community. You won't have these problems, and you won't have to look at a game from an independent developer putting you to shame when it comes to football logic and something as simple as a player trying to get open after he's been covered. Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate you checking it out, and you know I will be back in the week with more commentary.